Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you've been doing well. As you know from the title of this video already, I am revealing my brand new to me Toiletry Trousse pouches, and I might be butchering that. I don't know how to pronounce that word, but I have been wanting to get these for a while, and you guys know that I am a sucker for LV canvas, but in one of my last chatty videos, I talked about how I'm kind of staying away from LV lately, but my exception for that is going to be for vintage and for items that aren't handbags. And these are two items that I just purchased pre-loved from FARFETCH. As you can see, the tags are still on here, but I am going to cut these because I am definitely going to keep these two pouches. So like I mentioned already, I have been kind of on the hunt for vintage LV, and I'm already a sucker for their travel accessories. I have their cosmetic pouches, I have their toiletry pouches, I have the niece BB, and I know it's a little excessive to have that many accessories just for travel, and I definitely do travel a lot, and collecting these items is definitely a hobby of mine. So I'm really happy to have added these to my collection, and I think that they're going to come in really handy, and they're just going to be very, very practical. And the condition of these two items, which I will go over in a little bit more detail soon, was just absolutely unbelievable to me. I can't believe that both of these items are over 30 years old. One was made in 1990 and the other, I believe, was made in 1991. And just to go over really quickly, so I'm not doing a real unboxing, obviously. These were just delivered in the mail, and I went ahead and wanted to inspect them. I had been a little bit nervous about shopping pre-loved through FARFETCH. While I've always had a good experience with FARFETCH, this was my first time buying pre-loved from them. And it's just, I was a little bit nervous because the photos, while the photos were there and they were in high definition, the description was generally like pretty vague. So I think one of them was listed as very good condition and the other was listed as excellent condition. But I'm also very spoiled by Fashionphile. I usually do the majority of my pre-love shopping, especially if it's through a website and not through in person, through Fashionphile, because I really feel like their descriptions and their photos are kind of the best. And I really feel like they're pretty honest in showing you exactly what the flaws are, showing you close-up photos of any marks or scuffs or anything like that. And I have stayed away from other pre-loved websites just because I just don't necessarily feel like the description is as detailed as it could be, and so that usually makes me stay away from other websites. At the time when I was looking, it could be different now because obviously Fashionphile's inventory changes. Their inventory, they did have similar items like this, but the condition just wasn't as good as I wanted it to be, whereas the FARFETCH condition and from the photos, it just seemed like it was in much better condition. So I decided to take a little bit of a gamble. And the other thing about FARFETCH, which I don't think this is the same with every item, but another reason why I felt pretty confident shopping with them this time is because I did notice that these items were still returnable. So in case I didn't like them, I could return them within the 14-day period. So that also gave me a little bit of confidence. The other thing is that you guys know I love shopping pre-loved from Japan, and I have made a whole video about this, so I will link to that if you missed it. But when I saw that these two items, and they shipped from different sellers, but these two sellers were both from Japan, that also just gave me some extra confidence in feeling like I could go ahead and purchase this. And I have to say that I am super, super happy that I went ahead and pulled the trigger. It is probably kind of excessive to buy two of them. They are different sizes, so this one is the 23 and that one over there is the 28. When I saw that they were two different sizes, and I also saw that they were in very good to excellent condition, and also both the sellers were in Japan, that was enough to give me confidence to pull the trigger, and I am so, so happy I did. So let's go ahead and show you guys the ins and outs. So this one was purchased from the FARFETCH partner Amore in Japan, which I've actually been to their locations before. I've been to this one, I don't know how to pronounce that, the Omotesando location, and that one is like Chanel heaven. It is such a great store. And let's go ahead and open it up so you guys can see. So here is the inside, and it is very clean on the interior. It has this wipeable canvas. It has these three little elastic bands where you can prop up like a spray bottle or something that's liquidy. You can prop it up here and it will kind of keep it in place, which is really nice. It is very, very roomy. And there is a little side pocket there, which I think this can fit a lot too. The canvas is so thick and sturdy, and I'm telling you, they do not make canvas like this anymore. The LV canvas from the 80s and 90s, I just feel like is a completely different material. And it's just so thick and durable. So It has virtually no wear that I can see. The only really wear I think is from the hardware right there, and there's just very slight tarnishing, but even that, you guys, I feel like that looks so good for being over 30 years old. I can't even believe how good the condition of this bag is. And I believe this is the one they listed as excellent condition, and to me, I feel like this is absolutely excellent condition. So here is the bigger one, and I think this was the one that was listed as very good condition. It's a little bit darker, and I wonder if that's just because of they're from different years, and so it's possible that the canvas is just a little bit different. They definitely feel the same in terms of thickness and durability, but you can just tell this one is slightly darker. And it is pretty much the same design, just a very large rectangle, and also virtually no wear and tear on this. I think it just looks so good. The only wear I can see is a little bit on the hardware, and this one's a little bit more tarnished, but again, don't mind that at all. And open this up, and it is pretty much the same design on the inside. You have this very generous side pocket right here, which is technically a flat pocket because it sews all the way down, like it doesn't divide the bag at all, but because it is so roomy, you can definitely fit a lot of smaller items in here and keep them organized. And then you have the generous interior as well as the 3 elastic. And same thing as with the other one, the elastic is clean, very nice and strong, doesn't seem to be worn at all. And just take a look at how beautiful that looks on the inside. It looks amazing. I can't believe the condition of this. I will say this one has a slightly mustier smell than the other one does, but it's really not that bad at all. And I'm going to try to put some charcoal bags in here to air it out a little bit and get the smell out. And let me just bring this out for comparison. So this is my Kuyana makeup bag, and this is the larger size. I do have the smaller one as well, which let me show you guys really quickly. And I also have the smaller version as well here. And I would say this is more comparable to the LV Half Moon cosmetic bag. I have been using this for my larger toiletries and just for longer trips when I need to carry more. But one thing I will say that I kind of felt like I was missing out on is just the general shape of this. So the shape of this with the oval structure and how it's like flat at the bottom but kind of tapers off at the side like this, I was starting to feel like I don't know, like I was trying to fit more items in here and it's becoming a little bit misshapen, and I didn't really like how it was starting to look when it was completely stuffed. And so one reason why I sort of gravitated to this more rectangular version is because I felt like you just get more mileage for the space. So you can fit more items since it's just a rectangle, and I just felt like you can be able to fit so much more. So, you know, the bottom is similar, but you're losing so much more space because this one tapers to, you know, very skinny top right there, but this one is just a complete rectangle. So that was another reason why I kind of wanted to get these 2 pouches, because of the shape, and I think that they're going to be just much easier to travel with and just be more practical in terms of fitting items that you need. So let's go over measurements quickly. Sorry about the sirens if you guys can hear that. Okay, so here we go. So this is about 9 inches across, which is about 23 centimeters, which is why they call this the Trousse 23. And it is about 6 inches tall and about 2.5 inches wide. And this is the 28, so in inches, that's about 10.5 inches right there. And it's about 6.5 inches tall. And about 3 inches wide at the bottom. So yeah, that is the introduction to these 2 toiletry bags. I absolutely love these bags. I just feel like it's kind of a throwback, and just really into vintage things lately, especially vintage LV with the canvas. I just feel like you can't go wrong. And I'm also just really happy to say that my first experience with shopping pre-owned on FARFETCH has been such a good one. I was a little bit nervous because, you know, it's always a little bit nerve-wracking to buy pre-loved from a place where you haven't before, but I feel like my experience is really good, and I'm definitely going to keep looking at their pre-loved section for any deals that I can find. I will say, and this is just generic from what I have seen shopping around and doing some window shopping so far, is that their Chanel and Hermes prices do seem to be pretty high, so definitely shop around. Don't sleep on the FARFETCH pre-loved section by any means. You can definitely find some good items on there for a very fair price. But I would say that, you know, do your research, check other websites just to do a little bit of price comparison. But I will say that the overall process of shopping through Farfetch Preloved was absolutely seamless, and it was just like shopping through their other sections. There's no difference in the checkout process or the shipping or the delivery and returns or anything like that. So that was also just a really good experience as well. And yeah, I think that's about it for this video. Let me know if you guys have any questions about anything. If you found this video helpful and would give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, I would really, really appreciate it. Other than that, I hope you guys all have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye.